what's going on, guys? Today we're talking about another episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Penny Stock Market Watch. YPSMW. Ypizmid. Nope, that's not it. One of these days. But the Megatons have arrived. Look at that. Look at that. 5 of the top 6 are all from the Megatons. Do you want to just go to the Megatons? Look at that. So that's 5, 8, 10. That might even be the top 10. Like, out of... you got Droll and Lockbird from Tactical Masters, and the rest is from... We do see that a lot from Megatons. Megatons usually have... And there's more. Like, almost this whole thing is going to be Megatons. So here's what we'll do, actually. Here's actually what we're going to do. We're going to do the good old-fashioned save the best for last. And we'll talk about this as a whole in a second. Just all the Megatons in a second. So what's going on in the market first outside of the Megatons? It may not be that long talking about what's going on in the market outside of the Megatons first. But like I said, Droll and Lockbird, one of the better selling cards. Actually, excuse me, the best selling card outside of the Megatons. And it's just this very powerful card. Very powerful hand trap. Like I mentioned, like Droll and Lockbird, Nibiru, aside from Gear Gamma, are circumstantially turn-ending cards. Now, there's also circumstances where they don't actually end up being good at all or usable at all. You look at a deck like, I guess Sprite does search a good amount, but a lot of it is summoning from the deck. Tier Elements does a really good stop, super duper hard by Droll, but there's a lot of really good decks that do. So, I mean, look at the card right next to Droll and Lockbird, right? And like I said, we'll talk about the tins in a second, but Small World, right? Your opponent goes active in Small World, it resolves, you chain Droll and Lockbird, might just end their turn. Right? But that card's been here for a second. A lot of these cards have, to be honest. Man, there's a lot of gold memories. Or not gold memories, the Pharaoh's God. I'm trying to see if there's even anything new that isn't from branded opening. That's interesting. Yeah, because it got a reprint. Okay, let's check this one out real quick, and then we're just gonna jump. Like I said, I probably won't be that long. I might actually go to the second page, just to see what's there, but it will probably spend most of our time just talking about the Megatons. What is this? Okay, wait. I thought this was a penny stock. Why does that say $40? Oh wow, that's why. So this came crashing down because of the reprint, and because the deck's not very good. We actually talked about this last week though. Might be a good time to pick up the branded Despia package. I don't see it getting hit. I also don't see it getting reprinted anytime soon, though. And I think it's going to be... I don't know if it's going to necessarily be like Eldritch, where Eldritch is almost always having a really good meta deck, but it could be something like Altergeist, Sky Striker, that like it randomly tops every now and again. And Sky Striker even more an event. So Mystic Mind branded. Don't get too many crazy ideas. All right, here we go. This is fun. The Vernus card here. We're not gonna go too deep on the second page, but we do. This is a good way to take a look to see, other than those cards. This card's nosediving. Other than those cards, other than the tins, basically. Yeah, those cards. Okay, so this is the last one. Then we'll go jump to the tins. Actually, we'll just get rid of that. This card summon, draw one card. So just kind of generic Sprite support. Is this a good card to pick up? Obviously, it has no other reprints. Shut up when Sprite took over. I wish I could see from right here. Right, so I guess like the last few weeks. But if we take a look, it has been kind of peaking and it's going down. Might be plateauing. Might dip down for a bit. I'd wait to see if this dips down a bit before picking these up. Sprite also, if we're talking about a deck might get hit on the ban list, Sprite is definitely up there, but this card is not. I don't see this card getting hit, but it depends on what they hit as Sprite. Because if they hit part of the engine, like if like Nimble Angler gets banned or something like that, this card actually could go up in value, right? If something that this card would replace gets hit, then it can step. But if the card like totally awesome gets hit, right, this card's not going to do a lot to change that. But anyway, ban list discussion aside, let's jump right into the Megatins. We're actually going to order it a little different. When I go to sets, I like to order it from high to low, just to see what the chase cards are. I will say, um, I bought 110. I told myself to. I do this all the time. I bought Ghosts from the Past when they first came out, like 3 boxes. Not like cases, but just like the little individual boxes. And horrible pulls. Um, actually, my best pull is now a penny stock, the Alubur thing. But anyway, I told myself then and there, I'm not buying. I'm only buying singles. I'm never buying like random sets ever again. The Megatins were at Meyer. I was at Meyer. For those who don't know, I don't know where you guys are watching this. Meyer is like this is just like a Walmart basically, but it's in the Midwest. And I saw the Megatins and I had to pull a trigger. I ended up pulling these two out of my Megatin. So as you can see, like this card is worth more than the Megatin. This card's worth just about as much as the Megatin. So shout out to me. I had absolutely no reason to share that, but it just makes me really happy. Um, a lot of really good cards. Prosperity, Droplet reprints, gotta love to see it. Dragoon reprints, Crossout's a $9 card. DPE, shout out Hero players. But really, where we're curious about is right past this, right? Not even the packs. We're talking about the penny stocks in here, right? So just out the gate, I'm gonna go row by row until I'm gonna go row by row and talk about the best card in that row, or at least the most interesting card. And if you guys see a card that I skipped over, it's not anything like personal or crazy. Like this row, for example's got Nibiru and Lord of the Heavenly Prison. Like both those are fantastic cards. But I'm just gonna pick whichever card, and I'm just gonna go until we get to like a spot. Like I'm sure there isn't really that great of a card like in this row, right? So I'm just gonna do it like that. So a little bit different style of the penny market, but the thing is just there's so many cards in the penny stock market watch. We just have to directly talk about this, in my opinion. So as far as this is concerned, I do like the Small World reprint. I actually also pulled a Ghost Bell from my tin. I think Ghost Bell is going to be a little bit better, more universal. But the interesting thing is, I like Small World out of these 3 cards the best, and the reason for that is because it's so unique in its style. Like you kind of have to build your deck around it, but you kind of don't, because it's actually really easy to meet the requirements, but it's actually kind of hard to, and it's a very unique card in that way, which gives it a lot of um, opportunities. I guess is what we'll say. Now I don't know. I've heard rumors about a Small World Targets website. All right, so here's go Reddit. I should probably how to use video, and then we'll go to link to program. I will put interesting. I'll put this link in the description. I don't know how to use it. I'm not gonna. I don't know how to use it. I just like literally randomly googled it. But I will put a link to this Reddit post in the description of this video, so you know every Small World target, just in case you didn't know that. But this card is absolutely fantastic. I was running it in Salmon Grade. It doesn't even make sense because all the Salmon Grades are Fire Cybers, but Parallel Exceed's not. Right? So it's just there's like little things like that. Now there's Ash Blossom, right? You can go like Ash for Jack for Gazelle, for example. I'm pretty sure that route. No, that doesn't work. Um, it's not that good in Salmon Grade. But anyway, this card might be the worst card in this row, but I'm just super curious. I've never seen this card before. So this activation or its effect can be negated, nor can its effects be negated. The activation of this card or its effects cannot be negated, nor can its effects be negated. I'll just read it. Push summon Slifer. Then each player draws until they have 6. You banish this card, place a monster reborn from your deck or graveyard to the top. Then if a divine beast is in your graveyard, you can draw a card. What's interesting is this. Because whenever I see a card like this, I always think to myself, what could possibly abuse this? And real quick, I know we're opening up all the side links here, um, but because that's what's gonna happen. Like a card like that, like yeah, in a Slifer deck, that's pretty fun. You can make Slifer super big. You get access to Monster Reborn, but also when we do something like this, right, and then we go over here. And some of you may know already have kind of an idea of where I'm going with this because I'm kind of burying the lead a little bit as far as a divine beast that is a fantastic card that will probably be in your graveyard. So this is huge Ring Dragon of Raw support because now you can side deck Ring Dragon of Raw, bring it in, use it against your opponent. Your opponent gets rid of it. I don't know how you get this card in your graveyard. um, there are different cards that discard. Random cards that discard all the time in the decks. Tier elements could do it too. But I was just saying that's an interaction that I thought of just out the gate, and there's probably something a lot better that you could use to abuse the fact that this can give you back Monster Reborn easily. Like literally, this is just a free return of Monster Reborn, which is dangerous, very very dangerous. Dark Magician of Chaos, kind of. I mean, there was obviously a lot of spells, right? The Dark Magician of Chaos could target. One of the best spells for like you could literally Monster Reborn for DMOC, return the Monster Reborn because of DMOC, and that's why I had to get eroded. So anything that supports this card is usually disgusting. Which is probably why this card is seeing so much. But it also could be because it says Slifer and people just like Magician Gods. I personally don't think this archetype will ever be good. Like, unless a lot comes out. Like, they literally had 2 starter decks come out. What was that, already a year ago now? Still bad. So, as we head on back over here, I'm just going to keep this open so I remember to put the link in the description. Like I said, I like the Lord of the Heavenly Skies reprint, but I really like the Nibiru reprint. Now, Nibiru, I don't have to sell up Nibiru, right? But I am curious to see what happened to all of the Nibirus. So this is, I'll probably... We look at this one real quick. Obviously, it dropped hugely in price, but it's almost already back up to $5. Like, I mean, actually, is it? Yeah, once these are gone, and these are technically $5, but if you are able to get over the $5 threshold, which is super easy, just add 1 card from their store, and I do stuff like that all the time, or just buy 2 of them from Grandmaster TCG, and you'll get it for $4.84 a piece. But this version of this card is very close to hitting $5. Odds are, the version that brought us here, the Megatins version, this will probably be worth $5 very soon, like very very soon. Like I know you see, oh, it's doing a nosedive. It will not be staying. Look at that. That's its value, 303. I don't see it going under $3 again. This is a fantastic card. I'm probably gonna pick up a playset, to be honest with you. And I don't if like there's like I almost could have like my own like rating system. There's like cards that are so bad you gotta stay away from, and then there's cards that are so good that I'll say in the video I'm probably gonna pick these up. It's just insane value. It's insane. But the all versions used to be worth like $10, and now this one's worth. I mean, it says it's the lowest is 250, but it's saying the market price is 317. Yeah, one of. This person's selling 7. This is probably when we get it. Shout out to you, ABC Card. AB Card Games, ABC Ard Games. Not sure. Not sure. So fantastic card there. I really like this reprint too. Shout out to this. It's just, man, this card just keeps getting reprinted, doesn't it? But it's still a really fantastic card. So hopefully you sold. I don't know. It's weird. I would still sit on it if you have. 1 second, we'll go back here. If you have, I know I said I was only going to talk about 1 card per row, but if you have the other versions, I'm not talking about this card. I'm talking about the other versions. Right. They're still better than they were. So that's what I'll say with that. I guess it was in the Market Watch too. Like the Albaz Strike Structure Deck one was also one of the top 25. So like Dark Ruler No More was in the top 25 best-selling cards under $5 twice. But we continue on to the next page. D-Shifter is a huge reprint. This is a very underrated card, though, but I'm actually going to talk about Ready Fusion. Ready Fusion's got a lot of fun, unique things. Like we were just talking about that trap card that gives us back Monster Reborn. This is another card that can do that. Because if you notice, what does it say? It says, yeah, the cost is pay 1,000 and it can't attack. That means its effects are not negated. So there's a lot of these. Well, I guess it's a non-effect monster. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't mean Yu-Gi-Oh player. We don't read cards, but Ready Fusion is still a fantastic card. Um, this is a tuner, the level 5 tuner, Thesis. And there's also insects can run this card as well because there's a level 6 insect. I think did he reprint? I'm not sure. So this took a really quick turn. Branded in red. I just want to briefly mention another time. Branded Despia is getting pretty budget friendly now, and it's still a really good strategy, and it's a really fun strategy. Like there's a lot of because it's so heavily focused not just on fusion summoning, but fusion summoning and a lot of different paths. You can actually run branded with a lot of different things. And the structure deck is on the shelves now, but you're gonna blink and it's gonna be gone. So pick that up if you haven't already, and you can get some upgrades too. Really good reprint for Kit here. Let me see what the other version of Kit is. It's a super rare. So this is an upgrade. Ooh, I might have to do it. I might have to do it. I don't know. Probably not, but I might. Tri-Brigade's a deck I've been playing the most right now. I'm just waiting for a Beast Wing Beast or Beast Warrior archetype that I want to splash in there. Because I have like Zodiac. I thought about picking up Melfi, but I'm just waiting. Okay, I gotta figure out what this card is. It's a control. So there's a lot of these. There's a lot of these. Listen, like I said, I don't think this archetype, the big problem is they don't really function well with each other. And so you can build a deck around each one of them, and maybe that's what they're supposed to do. But I just think there's so many cards that support all of them that it would be so much better if they synergize with each other. But maybe that would just be too powerful. I don't know. I don't know. As far as picking them up, though, definitely keep your eye on all of the Egyptian god support from this set. Because I'm pretty sure, like this one too as well. I know we only talked about one in each row, but there's only been printed in this one. So, I'm not going to give it the 100% hot dog flex or stamp of approval, but it's not a horrible idea to pick up all of the support, right? Because, like, I mean, look, it's 45 cents. That trap card was like $3. This is 45 cents. Like, odds are you're going to spend like maybe 10, $20 on play sets of all of the little cards like this. Because odds are, as time goes on, because it just says Obelisk the Tormentor and it's Life of the Sky Dragon, because it's excuse me, it's those original, anime cards, fan favorite anime cards. People love that. Dual Towers is another one. I thought they had Mound of the Bound Creator. No, what is this? Okay, at the start of the battlefield, each player reveals one monster from their deck that does not have question mark attack. You banish them face down. Then the player who revealed the monster with the highest attack, each player, if tied, can special summon one monster from their hand, and it can attack directly while on field. Once during the end phase, you can activate this effect. If you control this card during the end phase of your next turn, destroy all cards on the field. Question: do you feel like you could build a deck around this card? Probably not, because Terraforming Metaverse and Set Rotation are all hit. But like, triple Demise, triple Mystic Mind, you randomly throw this card on here. You activate this effect, it destroys itself, you put Mystic Mind back up. That wouldn't work because the Mystic Mind would pop again. I don't know. Probably not, but it's a very fun little field spell. Is this what I think it is? It has to be. There's no way it says Rainbow and it's not Crystal Piece support. If there are two or more monsters among your type, if there are two or more different monster types among the level 10 or higher monsters on the field, shuffle all cards except this one for both players' hand fields and graveyards together. Then each player draws 5 cards. You can banish the card, add a crystal beast monster, and one field spell from your deck to your hand. So the second effect is huge, actually. The second effect is really good. The first effect's a little wild. I understand what it's trying to do because Crystal Beasts actually do run a lot of level 10 monsters, or level 10 or higher monsters with different types. But the second effect is really good. You can get early access to ruins, or any Crystal Beast monster off of a Foolish Burial of Goods. And it's not limited to when it's sent. Like, you don't have to wait a turn, like Galaxy Cyclone or Breakthrough Skill. Right? And a lot of other cards do that too. Like, you can literally send this to the graveyard and banish it. So solid, solid, solid. Crystal Beast and other stuff like the Egyptian Gods, where it's just like really good to pick up because people love it. People love Crystal Beast stuff. I don't know why. Course Murder's a crew reprint. Drytron Xyz monster. It's kind of weird. But hey, I respect it. If you need someone future monster, you do more monsters in your hand. It's future material. If you do, the game's effect can be destroyed. Card piercing. That's fun. Master of Oz support. Master of Oz support. Now, I know what you're thinking. Connor, you can't fusion summon Master of Oz using 3 or more monsters from your hand or field as material, right? And to my response to that is, you got me there. But I think Five-Headed Dragon is interesting. I don't know if it's good, but the fact that you could just summon a 5k beat stick that can't be destroyed by card effects and inflicts piercing doesn't sound horrible. As far as whether or not to pick up the card, I think it's got a lot of this. Feels like it could get abused soon. I think it's definitely a good card. All the cards I'm talking about, by the way, are good cards to pick up, right? So that's kind of like, I know I mentioned like I'm talking about each card in each row. I'm talking about the best card to pick up in each row. And we're probably just gonna do maybe one more page because it's getting kind of weird now. This is probably the best card to pick up here, just because there's so many light monsters. So it's gonna be easy to make in just about any deck, and it's also gonna be easy to take a lot of monsters from that. A Scrap Raptor, Floanderies upgrade. I like that for the archetype. Could be pretty solid. Ghost Reaper. Dark Honest, I actually like that better because my thing with Ghost Reaper is you need to get the targets for it, and you need to play the people who are playing the targets, and that's as far as we're gonna go. That's interesting. I did want to check one thing though, because there's a lot of Flounderies reprints, right? We saw a map a little bit ago too, but what about the main chase card? And D Shifter also got a reprint too, and D Shifter's also getting a reprint in the Crystal Beast structure deck. The Mega Monarch. Yeah, so kind of a part of the theme though too is talking about a deck to kind of sort of end the market watch. That's not something intentional, just something that's happened. So this is a $36 deck, and this is all of them. This is everything you need. Actually, no, it's not. I got really excited. This is all the flow cards, I'm pretty sure. Toucan, Urbina. Yeah, these are all the flow cards in existence right now. I think. Is it missing one? Are they missing one of the boss monsters? It's not bad though, right? You pay, $36. We'll say for shipping. It's a free shipping, so you pay $35.98 for this, and then you buy triple rises for like $6. So you for $50, let's say, after taxes and shipping, you have a full power Floundering stack. I guess got to pick up these shifters too. 130, 200. That's probably the route to take, at least in my opinion. Avion's in this one and Rises is in this one. I think you only run one. I've been playing this deck a lot on Master Duel. You definitely only run one of all of these cards, and so all this deck is really missing is Prosperities, Extravagance. That's the thing too, though. You do have to run a lot of draw cards. It's interesting. This one's not. This one's missing the map. Yeah, it would probably the best on here at least would be this one. I don't know. I would assume this person doesn't have. They have 7 available actually. Like I said, this is not me. I don't sell on eBay anymore. I had a lot of weird stuff happen on eBay, but it is. I always get my deck cores from eBay. It's just easier instead of like getting 13 different packages from TCG Player, and then one of the packages doesn't send, and you got to get a refund. It's a lot easier just to get the deck core from eBay, right? So I don't hate the idea of like picking something like this up, or just picking up Floanderies. It's a very budget friendly deck, and it's still doing very well. This is another one. This is $30. This actually might be better. Hold a minute now. Hold a minute. Yeah, this one looks better. But it does have the shipping, so it's about the same price. But this one has D shifters in it. So there's a lot of good stuff. This one's $20. It's missing. I think it's missing a card. Is it? Yeah, it's missing the Eaglin. So always do that though too. If you're ever buying, I like I said, I recommend buying deck cores on eBay. Right? I know. I think it was Team APS and probably some other people too. It's like, oh, don't buy them on eBay. No, I don't. Don't listen to that. Like, but don't just like do this search like Floanderies deck and then just go like this one. Nope, this is the one I'm picking, and you just buy it, right? Even though this actually doesn't look that bad either. Like in retrospect, this isn't that bad. But at this point, it doesn't look like there's like a full power Floanderies deck on eBay right now that also for hire that also um, is budget friendly. So my recommendation, like if this one actually isn't that bad at 130, my recommendation though is picking up the core. And you could also try to pick up the core from like your locals, your buddy, what have you. Is just picking up the core because this is a really solid archetype for laundries. And then as you pick up extravagances and prosperities and dualities and D shifters and Apex Avion and Ryza, going from there. But let me know what you guys think. What are the best cards under 5,000 list that you like? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you guys click that like button to show your support for the channel. Subscribe for even more content. But most importantly of all, have a good day.